Greetings and welcome. This is the first edition of my webcast that's going to be called Women's Survival Guide. I'm Bonnie Bucqueroux, and it's good to meet everybody. Some of you may already know me from my YouTube channel or from the radio show that I do in Lansing every Monday night on WLNZ. This is a new project that I'm starting. My goal is with this is to really begin discussing some of the issues that relate to the challenges that women face with the I want to make sure that this is actually going out on the air. So let me see if, I guess it is. Um, it's looking good, I guess. We'll see if the next part comes in. Okay, so all right, life is good. There's a bit of a delay. I just wanted to make sure that the webcast is actually going out. I've just been dealing with a lot of tech issues here in order to try to get started. I was going to do my first webcast earlier today, but we're talking about 9 o'clock tonight. Um, my challenge in doing this is that I've been working on a book for the last 2 years that deals with the issue of how women are going to cope with what I call the coming chaos. And the coming chaos relates to what's happening with climate change. Climate change has already brought extreme weather to many places in the United States. Right now, we see the West Coast dealing with extraordinarily high temperatures and forest fires. Here in the Midwest, we're dealing with unusual cold this spring. And in fact, in the last winter, we dealt with what they called the polar vortex. I guess that really wasn't an accurate name for what was happening, but what we were seeing were extraordinarily levels of ice on the Great Lakes. The weather here was icy and cold. An ice storm knocked out power here in my community for as many as 14 days. For some of the people that live around me, going without power for 14 days is a little more than exciting. There were days when I would go in to teach at Michigan State, where I teach journalism, and it would be 40 degrees below zero in the wind chill. I felt so sorry for my students walking across campus that one day I came in and did a webcast from the classroom and let my 260 students stay back in their dorm rooms so they could stay warm. What we saw was that the margin of safety that we count on, we believe that we live in a civilized society, that we have mastered the planet, that we have it under control, that everything is wonderful and we have all sorts of great options and progress is going to mean that life gets better and better. Well, what we're seeing is some cracks in that armor, things like that power outage from last winter, the forest fires, the different disease patterns now that the climate is changing, losses in food production, and then the nutritional value of some of the food we're growing. New research shows that the elevated levels of CO2 are great for weeds, but not great for plants. So we have to worry about coming food shortages and water shortages and health problems, and the kind of economic instability that relates to this kind of dramatic change. So that's why I call my book The Woman's Survival Guide for the Coming Chaos. And I want to do these weekly webcasts as a way to augment and expand the discussion and try to create a community of women who come here periodically in order to discuss these issues, because my belief is, feminist though I like to think of myself, that the role of women is different, that women play a different role in our culture. Whether it's biology or culture that dictates what we do have responsibilities that are unique to us. And we're sort of the sandwich generation. Oh, almost lost it there. We're sort of the sandwich generation. We're in between the young people that we parent or that we are trying to have a positive impact on. And at the same time, many of us also find ourselves caring for aging parents or other people who need our care. Women have always in the culture played a particular role as the sort of maternal nurturers. And whether we like it or not, quite often if the child gets sick at work, it's going to be mom that goes down to put it in terms of a number of P's. Okay, P's. What do I mean by P's? I mean, the first one is talking about a sort of philosophical framework related to how it is that we are going to. Hmm, I'm going to hit an OK button here. It's not recording. Got to figure this out. I'll be back. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.